You get the braking done early, around the rose bush.
Track walk is key. It's the first time that the athletes and riders get to see the track and understand where it's going. For the riders themselves, they've got to learn this track on track walk. They've got to understand where the line might develop, the options that they're going to try and look for better lines, and also in some of the tech sections, understand how to get through the section. I'm still trying to scan the track as if I'm racing, and if I see something slightly different to what they have, and really just to bounce some options off them that they can try through their practice sessions.
We've had a fantastic start to the season, which has been amazing. But we've had our highs and lows. We've got all the riders back together, everyone's healthy and riding this weekend, which is brilliant. And I think we just need to be aware that each individual rider is probably going to have their own outcomes from this weekend. I don't think it's wise to go, right, everyone, let's just go full gas. I really want you to feel like you're getting back onto the bike, getting back into it.
There's no better person than Alan. His delivery is so good. And that's why Alan's in the position he is. He's worked so well with Gracie, Lena and Eris. I think those years of experience with Rachel have really prepped him for this position. And then with the guys too, he understands it. So we chat about things, he gets some perspective from myself, and then he puts together a hell of a talk to bring the team together and give everyone the same understanding. We are a team. We're going to try and get the best out of each other, for each other. And if we can all pull together as a team, we'll all get better results. So it's really important. Alan's great at what he does. He truly is a great team manager.
I'll be gone a while away from you, and I hope you understand that I've got to do what I must do to be a better man.
Track walk's the first sighting that the athletes get to see of the track. And although we've been to this track numerous times, it depends how they mark the track. So these green markers determine how tight the turn might be. Although we've been doing this turn for many years in racing here, if they just move that post 1 meter further in, it alters not only that corner but the corner before and the corner after, because you've got to line them all up. So this is the first time they get to scout it, try and learn the new pieces of track, try and understand the track as a whole, and then find lines that will be better and suit their riding style, and then also try and understand where lines might blow out too. To me, track walk was everything. I used to walk the track twice, regardless, sometimes even 3 times. I always felt that I never quite had the pace of the other riders and always needed to squeeze a little bit more out of my race run. So I was always up on track trying to find the little edge, trying to ride, whether it was an inch wider of a hole or line, or really trying to find something special on track. So for me, it was super important. The main line normally starts to push off the top and then the line develops at the bottom. So this might be a bit tricky, but once we get down into the roots and the loam, we'll be able to kind of figure out if a line's going to push wide and also just get ready for a new line to develop. I'm quite a tall, heavy rider, so for me it was carrying speed, going wide a lot was a bit better option than trying to ride a real tight high line. Through our training camps and previous races, we've been trying to understand how the riders, what style of rider they are, what kind of line will benefit the rider and make it easier for them to keep the average speed up. Danny's nervous.
Anybody who's not going to ride a bike on the track within reason should just stay off the track.
100%.
Is that
me? Is that
it's
me?
a night. No,
to
a point. But I try to look, and it's just so many people.
Danny.
He wants to be so precise.
I know. I think why he's nervous is because we think we made a change in the bike that will help.
Oh yeah, so now
do you see what I mean? So now he feels like I've now got to make sure that change is realised on the track.
First bit of fresh loam. Yeah, I think that's going to be the hardest thing to judge. Is you're not going to have. There's going to be a rat in the line, but it's too loamy and the soil's too light to hold, so it's going to push quite far. And then right in the riding the G out, there's just going to be rocks and roots coming out. So as soon as you drop in, you're not going to be able to see what you're hitting.
Jah knows how I try. So don't you get weary. Oh God. Jah knows how I try. And God knows life is one big road with a lot of signs and turns and twists and curves.
Today's track will kind of split up. Bodie, Lucas and Gracie and Eris kind of pushed forward a little bit. Danny was being really slow and kind of precise and looking at every single rock and root. Lena ended up falling back with Danny. So Joe and myself hung back with those two and let the others go off with Alan. It happens sometimes, and it's, sometimes the riders got a lot of pressure on themselves. Like Danny, I feel like he's got some pressure on himself. Danny knows he's ridden well here. He's had some great results in the past, and he's had a bit of a slower start to the season than he's expected. And so now we've made a lot of changes to his bike through the first 3 rounds, and I think he's put that pressure on himself this weekend. So I think it's important to just hang back and help Danny and build him up, to get into this practice and then through the qualifying rounds. And so Lena too, Lena's first time in Val di Sole, and obviously she was feeling quite needing to really focus on some of the sections. If I had to predict anything, I'd love to see them all in the final. I want to see Gracie leaving here in the green jersey. That's a priority. I want to see Lena getting back into the green jersey. I want to see Eris in the final. She hasn't been in a final yet this year. She's only had one go in Ludenville, and she didn't make it through practice. So we're going to do a lot of strategy with the riders and also split them up in their training. This track can take you out so quickly. There's so much that's going on this track. There's roots and rocks and dust and holes. And I think overall we'll ease all the riders in. On the B practice, which is Lena, Gracie and Eris, I think we'll start them off on a smoother, simpler line. I don't think technically they struggle. I think we need to eliminate the risks of crashing, injury and everything else. And I think the speed's there. On the men's side, we need to kind of get the pace of the track. So we'll need to be on the fastest line as quick as possible and keep a solid pace through practice and into those qualifying rounds. It's important that they get a feel for the track at a higher pace. Yeah, it's a funny one to come back to Val di Sole on my last World Champs. It was a great race for me because it's one of the only times where I had the confidence to just stick to my lines and just follow them through the whole of practice and not worry what anyone else was doing and just hold my own line and ride it hard and ride it fast. And it ended up paying off. And I feel sometimes we look too deep into a track. We can simplify things a bit and just keep the pace up, And so I think that's what we're going to try and lead the riders to. It's, we can try ride tight lines and wide lines and aim for this little narrow rut, but this track is so rough and so gnarly. The amount of focus to hit this little narrow rut in the last section of track it's too much. If we can simplify it and just work on the braking and carrying speed out the corner and just keep that average speed up, I think the riders are going to be better off.
I get more stressed out the more tech it goes. When Gracie and Lena were on track for those finals, I couldn't even stand still. You want the best for your rider, and it's so easy here to make a mistake and get really badly hurt. And she's having such a great season, you'd hate for that to happen. And that's why I'm so thankful. Like 4th place, it's fine. And we've left here and it's good to go.
I just got new shoes for track walk. Look at that grip. Every time I go get track walk shoes, they somehow just seem too small when I walk the track. But last year I figured it all out. I went and bought some shoes, and my wife now makes me try on both shoes, walks around the shop, and I've got to feel them out. And I've realized my left foot's like a whole size bigger than the other. So all these years I try a shoe on with my right foot, grab them, put them on, go on track walk, and they don't fit. And so I've got my toes right there in the end, but then this one's right there. It's finally after 25 years of track walk, I figured it all out.